Good morning, BNI. I just wanted to follow up from my presentation earlier this week, and specifically in regards to the data axle slide that I had shown you guys. It's the one about the available census information that you can kind of utilize within your business to identify potential clients or customers out there that may be appropriate for your business. And that was through the Coeur d'Alene Public Library. And I just wanted to show you what that looks like. Okay, so what we have here is the Coeur d'Alene Public Library, just cdalibrary.org, and underneath, on their main page, underneath the Explore tab is where we're going to find Data Axle. And underneath their featured databases here, you'll go ahead and click on that, and then you'll come down to the Data Axle Reference Solutions. Okay, and so what you will typically get is a prompt to, I'm already logged into the system, but typically what you will get is a prompt for your library card number. So I just kind of keep it on a little sticky in my wallet so that I have that. But you do need to register with the library, get a card. It's a really powerful tool. So I recommend you just go get the card, get your card number, and then have access to this and a number of other data libraries that they have. But this is Data Axle Reference Solutions. It's formerly Reference USA. So if I say that, it's kind of interchangeable. So what I want to show you is the available databases for the US businesses. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in and pull some search for maybe somebody that's appropriate for my business. You can kind of filter it to however you want in your business. But just for maybe for me, and I've already got one kind of pulled up here too to show you, just in case we have a little trouble, because census information isn't always perfect. But I did find a good reference here for us. But I want to walk you through first kind of how to get in and do this, right? So it first pulls up with your quick search, but we want to go to the advanced search portion. All right, here we go. Okay, so in this left-hand column is all of the potential information that we can have access to and that we want to display and filter by. So what we want to include is things like company name, maybe executive name, and you don't have to get too crazy with this because later on, once you actually see the search results, it's going to provide all of this stuff. So if you don't want to necessarily even search this right now, you don't have to, but just to kind of show you, a little bit of information to be able to filter this down is good. So we can start with things like company name. We're going to start with major industry group, and as you can see, as we click on these, the information or the searchability kind of pulls up. So like, for example, here, we've got the major industry group. And so what we want to do, and this is probably the most important part of the search, if you're trying to make it specific to something that you want to, say, market to. For me, I'm sometimes looking for building owners, for architectural photos, or apartment building managers or owners to go in and do some of their work. I shot some photos for the Northern Apartments, not so long ago. So I think we'll kind of focus on that today. So let's go to, and we're going to look through the major industry groups here. I don't remember exactly where it is. Not under transportation. Sometimes the SIC codes are not necessarily intuitive. Operators of apartment buildings. Let's go condos, apartments. Not the rental agencies. We want the owners. So retirements, dwellings, short-term apartments, operators. Okay, so that's going to probably be specific enough. And the way that you can check to see, like, okay, well, how many results are we talking about here? If you just look, the record count here, you can update this as you are specifying your information, so we've got, okay, well, there's 148,000 nationwide because we haven't specified a region, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here and look at the geography. We're going to go, I like to use radius, and then you'll see it says radius has been added below. We're just going to plug in the Hayden area code and number of miles. Let's say we'll just go 20 miles. So, I mean, that's just within a 20-mile radius of my home. That's kind of where I want to focus my attention. And then you can get into things like, let's say we want to find companies that have at least a certain number of employees, because then, maybe there's a better chance that they have a marketing budget. So we're going to add companies that have 5 to 9, 10 to 19, and so forth. And just really avoid those mom and pop, maybe like, two-door apartment companies. And avoid that because they probably don't have the budget for something like photography for their units. So we've got that. Now we can update that record count. So that will be that size in that number of miles radius. And you can see this is going to drop down quite a bit. So there's 10. That seems like a good record count for me for this very specific niche of maybe people that I want to market to. So what we'll do is we're going to go view those results. Okay, and so what we're going to see here is the results from specifically that that search. So there's a number of them in Liberty Lake, Coeur d'Alene, Hayden, Blanchard, and Spirit Lake. So let's just say I want to focus on the Big Trout Lodge Apartments. I want to maybe try to engage in a relationship with these guys. We're going to go and we're going to look at this listing specifically. And so Big Trout Lodge Apartments, they have provided actually quite a bit of information. So you've got address, county, metro area, telephone, fax, and toll-free numbers. You've got kind of their business profile information, how many employees they have and what their sales volume is. So, I mean, this is some comprehensive data that we're looking at. Hours of operation, who their management is, and some demographic information there. And this is probably one of the more important parts. You can actually see what they utilize in their budget and their spend on things like advertising that include photography services or whatever your services are. Maybe you are contracted labor for landscaping or tree services or hardscaping, whatever it is. And so you can kind of see like, okay, well, they would reasonably have some money to utilize my services. So that gives you some confidence. And then you can see things like employee size and sales volume, who the prior managers were kind of year by year. And let's see. So they've got no UCC filings. That's good. That's for filings to creditors. And this is the nearby businesses. So they've got, some, maybe this is useful to you. They've got a few different businesses nearby. And then this is also one really great tool to see is the competitors report. So, and you're going to see these are all local to where they are. So you've got Country Vista Apartments, which I have shot actually before, Bitterroot, Brookline. You've got all these different organizations that now you also have their information and can market to them as well. So really comprehensive profile. But now if we go back, you think, well, what if I want to organize this information into a spreadsheet, right? Because some of us really love spreadsheets. You have that capability to download that. I'm not going to get into it today, but you can download the CSV, and it is a very robust spreadsheet that it will provide you with all of this information so that you can compare, contrast, and maybe organize that information, maybe based on things like advertising spend or contract labor spend, so that you can maybe take your top 10 out of a list of 50, organize it by their contract labor spend, and then be able just to reach out to like those top 10. So It's really customizable. It can be really specific for your business. And if you need any additional help pulling some of these searches, please let me know. I'm always happy to help. And I hope this information was useful to you guys. And again, please feel free to reach out. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.